Hey, this is one of the recordings I made on the 12th of February, which I did after the police gave me my phone, because they were all accusing me of being a lot delusional, because Hannah Rivari's client had lied to them and said she was only my landlord, not my ex-partner. So I said I could prove it, and when I said it, I asked what happens if I can prove this, and Dr. Andreas Netti said, well, you'll be going home. So I was like, turned to the cops and I went, give me back my phone, motherfuckers. So, but, Dr. Andreas Netti had just moments before mentioned he personally knew Anna. So I started recording everything. And these recordings, of which I've only published a little bit, contradict the entire account in the medical records, which are now falsified medical records, which Dr. Andreas Netti did for some bizarre reason, obviously to protect his friend or something for Anna Voivoda. So this is another one of them. I partially put these up for the benefit of my psychiatrist, Dr. Veli Matikaupamaki, and, for everyone else. And because I told Huss I would do this when they refused, even when I presented Huss and Dr. Andreas Netti with evidence that he had falsified the medical records, and I gave them a back room, quiet chance to just fix the mistake without repercussions, and they refused. Because Finnish authority people are fucking arrogant and stupid, I guess. So yeah, here's this audio. There's other ones to go up if I get time on the walk. Thanks for listening. Thanks.
But let's see if we can sort this out. Would you like to take a seat? I prefer to sit because I have to use the laptop.
Don't worry, I'm gonna just get water.
Sure, no problem. No problem. So.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Well, I'm very stressed and I'm being re-traumatized by an abusive ex-partner. I don't know whether you like to hear phone calls with them or something. Like this is, I spent the last 4 months trying to get help with a coercive abuse and a domestic abuse situation. I was attending counselling for it. I've sought the help of the police. This person has acted incredibly abusively over a year, and this is like the apex of it. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. I have severe panic disorder. However, I'm not a danger to anyone or myself. I think what's been done to me, anyone would feel despair in. We were in a relationship, and that kind of happened because they were helping me with court proceedings with a landlord who had found out that I was non-binary and queer and had just taken something as a discriminatory thing. And we had a loan agreement that was to help me with my storage unit in Ireland, which is all the last of my belongings. And they were supposed to have paid that for 12 months. In return, I transferred all of my toimentuki. And, there was part of that was to help. We were going to sort out my apartment in Ireland. And when that was rented, there was be an equity release, and they got 50,000 euros. And at Christmas, around Christmas, through November, they got increasingly abusive, including quoting my abusive parent at me, telling me things, severe gaslighting, telling me things that had happened to me didn't happen or I didn't understand them, telling me things that hadn't been there for didn't happen. And it got incredibly hot, cold, gaslighting, psychologically abusive. And then abruptly at Christmas, I started getting final notices, which I could show you, from my storage unit. And then they collapsed the deal deliberately and told me, deal's off, you still pay everything on your side, try building a new life. while I'm trying to preserve my belongings. And then they've admitted that they did all of that deliberately. And I could show you like text message if you want. Do you want to?
Maybe in a little while.
I would like to go home, to be fair.
Yeah, that's always the objective.
Yeah. I have severe police trauma, so this was particularly done to show me how powerless I am. I before COVID, I was left in a property in Ireland, and I had a bad tenant in it, and I had struggled with them. They stole furniture, they vandalized it, they refused to leave. They were given like very long term, to if the normal thing was like 30 days or 40 days notice, they were given like 4 times as much, and then they stopped paying rent, refused to leave. And when I got back to Ireland, I was subjected to a fraudulent mental health check, and I had the poor luck that the cop that conducted it had a history of taking fraudulent cases against vulnerable people, and I spent the next 2.8 years fighting a fraudulent case which I got dismissed in a pre-arraignment dismissal, and I exposed about 17 police officers for committing perjury, and they've made my life hell. So Anna did this is quite pointed. And I have court evidence, court documents, phone recordings, everything to show that this is. So I didn't. All of today that happened was I contacted Anna to say that I had, because due to her continued withholding of my possessions and documents and correspondence, including an insurance case for damage to my neck in a car accident in August, that I had to file another police complaint. I told her that at 3 o'clock, and then I in message I just talked through what she'd done. I was just going like, you've done this. Why are you? Well, like, what will it take to get you to stop? And she responded by phoning in a fraudulent mental health check. I didn't make any threats to anything or to do anything to myself. Yesterday, I've offered to leave the country if she stopped and gave me my documents and everything, anything. And it's just nothing. I've been begging. My begging for my belongings back, Anna has said, is harassment. But But if it was, why wouldn't you just give the things back? Do you know what I mean? She has the deeds to my property in Ireland. She has the keys to my property in Ireland. She has a 5.8 kilo box of records to me, belonging to me here. And it's been her withholding, and like, I'll show you. Just to give you an idea.
Just at first, start with some basics, if that's okay.
Right.
So, you're originally from Ireland, right?
Yes, Dublin.
And you've been in Dublin for a while?
I moved over, I think, the Christmas between 2011 and 2012 for an audiovisual project with a violinist I met here. To do mixed media project, and I liked it, so I decided to stay.
Okay.
And then I was learning Finnish, and I got a Finnish student in my Finnish language class attacked me and tried to blind me. I don't usually dress like this. This is my house clothes.
No problem. I'll just write something while I interview you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just because of my poor memory.
I can have people who are helping me with the situation phone me. I had a small group of friends that were actually trying to help me with Anna. There's people in London have messaged her and asked her to stop.
Well, see, if it's necessary, our scope or focus in this sort of situation is to ascertain whether a person is in need of immediate psychiatric help or not. And
You kind of see how like it is a bit stressful knowing that like your ex-partner can.
Yes, I do understand, and I'm afraid we in this situation we have to go through the motions of
I understand, but you can understand that I'm a little like,
Of course.
I mean, it is pretty much almost the plot line of the movie Gaslight, or like Spellbound, or quite a number of Hitchcock. You know, Marnie. It's also Marnie. Like like this is a bit fucking weird that she's like, I had to file complaint with her professional body because she's a psychologist. It's
And there are, of course, things you can do about it afterwards.
I didn't want Andy to do anything.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to have to file a police complaint. I just wanted my belongings back.
Yeah. So, let's start with.
Cool. You go through the. Sorry, I'm just. It's just a horror show of.
I understand. And let's see. So you're 42 years of age.
Yeah. 1981.
And
Non-binary.
is there any like gender or something you identify with?
No, just non-binary, just gay.
Non-binary. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like if I do it back again, I probably wouldn't have told anyone because it's just been a case of it's been ever since I came out, it's been like putting a giant target on my head.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
You know,
And any previous illnesses or long-term illnesses?
I have diagnosed with Dr. Veli-Matti PTSD, severe panic disorder, ADHD, narcolepsy, generalized anxiety disorder, and social anxiety disorder. I can give you my B certificate. It's quite extensive. It's the worst of my trauma began when I was a student in my language class in Helsinki. He tried to blind and murder me, and I was managing to get my post-traumatic stress disorder to manageable levels, and then I did the 2.8 years of severe police brutality.
And you mentioned ADHD. Have you been diagnosed in adulthood?
Yeah, adulthood. I was diagnosed in around 2013, I think, by Dr. Veli-Matti.
And are you still, is he still your physician?
I have a recent B certificate. I can provide that for you if you want.
Is it for leave of absence?
It's for leave of absence and one for psychotherapy. I had a recovery plan with him, but the landlord case has delayed everything.
Are you attending psychotherapy?
I was attending counselling for domestic violence with Misaket, with a guy called Tulmo Parele. I went to 3 sessions there. He wasn't sure whether it was me talking about how traumatic the traumatic stuff was if it was useful, because there was the legal ongoing. Every time I saw him, he pleaded with me to file police complaints against Anna Woivu. I was reluctant initially, and then he pretty much convinced me that I had to for my own safety, but obviously we see how that happened. So then I have email contact with Dr. Veli-Matti. I haven't spoke to him in a little while, mostly because of all of what's been going on. I think I last spoke to him at the end or the beginning of October.
Was it Kauppamäki or Kauppimäki or?
Veli-Matti and then Kauppin Makki, I think.
Okay, Kauppimäki. Okay.
He works in Mehiläinen.
So PTSD, ADHD, severe panic disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder, social phobia. And
Well, not social phobia, just social anxiety. I have a clean bill of, like, while it is for Irish court, Dr. Velimati had to write a letter of capability, or like, you know, what the thing that says why you have these things, you can function. So I have that as well. I mean, really, usually it's only bad if it's the cop breaking down my door.
any mood disorders?
No.
Any hospitalizations due to psychiatric reasons?
Aside from the one thing with the police, but that I was released early, and then I fought the court case and proved that it was.
So it was hours, days, weeks?
That was 12 days.
12 days.
12 days of a 21-day sectioning. The police told them that my time in Finland had never happened, and I was able to prove that it had happened, and it wasn't a delusion, and they released me early. And that was part of the court case. And yes, that's what I've been basically seeking justice for a human rights issue, and human rights activists helped me get back here.
So the 12-day sectioning, was that in Finland or Ireland?
Ireland. I've never been sectioned here, never been hospitalized. This is the first arrest that
well, I remember the police called about wishing that to us to convey a message to you about if you want to get the paperwork regarding the search or the
I do.
then you can get that by contacting the police afterwards. So
yeah,
that was the message.
I'm sure that there's like they were talking. He was making comments that were part of the original Irish police fraud that I proved in court was a lie. So I'm assuming there's only more suffering coming. So.
Do you mean some more suffering coming in?
Well, I mean, if he was saying that I had booby trapped my house and stuff, and that never happened. So that the only people that the only time that appeared is when the cop that tortured me was lying in court. So, and that was proved wrong. So if he's still saying it, then there's something in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. Although
I mean, I have video from my neighbor's security camera of me being tortured. Do you want me to just, like, for veracity? Do you want?
Not at the moment. First, I want to go through the basic things.
Cool.
So, when was the sectioning?
It was August 31st to September 12th. It was revoked unequivocally.
Which year?
2018.
And you took it to court afterwards, and it was the decision was.
Yes, it was revoked.
Okay.
Actually, like a 21-day sectioning is in Ireland. It goes 21 days, then you're up for review. However, I was released unequivocally after 12 days because I had proved that the police had lied to the hospital. Which was basically part of that lie was telling the hospital that my time in Finland never happened. And I have the medical records for that, and I have, like, I because obviously that stuff has happened, I have to carry around a lot of evidence on my phone.
I think that's one reason for us to kind of, well, we don't have explicit amount of time here, but to go through this in a way that perhaps will make your possible encounters with Finnish healthcare more straightforward in the future.
Right.
Having these things documented. So, just to check, I had all your diagnoses: PTSD, ADHD, panic disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, and social anxiety.
Do you want physical as well?
Sure, yeah.
I have COPD. I have 3 herniated discs in the cervical spine from a car accident in August.
Which was the last one?
3 herniated discs in the neck cervical
Okay,
spine.
okay.
Yeah.
So 3 your C-spine discs are herniated. Okay.
I have degenerative disc disease in my that disc, I can't remember what it is called.
Lumbar?
Yeah, 3 discs there
Mm-hmm.
from another car accident. I have spine damage to this side that I haven't been able to get treated from assault by police officers in October 9th of this year in Helsinki. I have a damaged ankle that I haven't been able to seek treatment for that has 4 breaks in a row, literally broke it twice, then boot came off, the healing boot, and then it was broken again within the first week. So that's usually I have a crutch because that's weak and I don't want to break it again. I broke my thumb about a month ago and I was here seeking help for that, so there'd be record of that.
What happened?
A guy attacked me in a bar and my thumb got broken. And I was scheduled for emergency surgery, but I had to cancel it due to the abusive situation with Anna Voivodert.
Because the surgery would address the thumb.
They were to break it and then put screws in, and then I had supposed to have the screws for 6 weeks, then surgery again, and so it would have 12 weeks healing. So in a situation where I have someone, I didn't think that it would be like wise to have like a semi-open, like with stress, and I also have asthma. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I've got post-herpetic nerve pain in my back from chronic shingles and handcuff neuropathy. Heavily.
How much?
I smoke Dutch tobacco, which is three quarter shag, so it's hard to gauge because I roll it.
Alcohol?
Yes.
How much?
Maybe 1 or 2 beers a day. I cannot take most of pretty much the entire benzodiazepine family, or most anything they give for anxiety. It makes me unreasonably bad tempered. The only thing that the only one that I can manage, and I have to take it kind of sparingly, is nitrazepam. So I don't really have anything for the if I have bad flashbacks, except for like having a beer in the evening.
You mentioned flashbacks?
What?
So, I'm sorry, I just lost the context a little bit. You were talking about...
I said I can't use anything that they give prescribed for anxiety attached to flashbacks or anything. So a beer in the evening or something is about the only thing that I can take the edge off with if I have a bad flashback. So, but I'm never messy. I never get drunk. There's something on my record about acute alcohol intoxication, except that was I had my drink spiked by something. I don't know why. I still don't know what it was.
Cannabis?
No.
Any stimulants?
No, not anything. I don't take anything but my ADHD medication. I don't think I've had a joint of cannabis since I was 22. So, or probably 20. Well, I stopped. I moved to Amsterdam and then stopped. I had a Dutch girlfriend. It didn't agree with me.
Yeah. And your current medication?
Attentin, modafinil, Panacot, and nitrazepam.
And the third one was which one again?
Attentin, modafinil, Panacot, and
Panacot.
Panacot.
Oh, okay.
Siitä ollaan ihan samaa mieltä, että me ollaan eri levelillä tällä hetkellä. Mutta se on se Auroran lääkäri, joka ottaa
what's the dosage of attentin?
10 milligrams take as needed. It's anywhere from like, what's it? Let's say in the box it says I could take as low as like a quarter of a 10 pill, or all the way up to one 10 milligram pill 4 times a day. But it's take as needed against the symptoms. So, and I was told by Dr. Velimäki to try, and if there was days where I didn't really need it as much, to not take it and to try it. So I try and do that.
Have you tried the longer?
No, I quite like the way that works. I like that I can get off the bus. I like that it wears off. I like that I can have a half day where I need to really be, and then I can go back to, and I prefer that. I tried the time release of several of the Medicanet and stuff, and I didn't like them.
Listex amphetamine?
I don't really have any interest. I don't like if it's not broke.
And are you using modafinil for
the symptoms of narcolepsy and the ADHD symptoms?
Which type of narcolepsy do you have?
What?
Which type of narcolepsy do you have?
I think I have the emotionally, what's it called? From emotional peaks, mostly.
So
I was supposed to go for a neurologist appointment to confirm what that is, but it seems to kick in mostly at emotional peaks.
Do you have catalepsy?
I have periods of it. Like I've collapsed at bus stations and stuff, or I've collapsed that's how I broke my ankle. Actually, I had a letter from the abusive police officer that I opened at the wrong time on a staircase, and I fell down it. I have the incredibly vivid dreams. I have periods of cataplexy. Usually it's emotional peaks, of extreme tiredness, and on.
And what's the dosage you use modafinil?
Up to 400 milligrams per day.
Usually?
I can take as needed, but I will usually start the day, depending on how tired I am in the morning, really. If it's a very difficult morning, I might take the full 4. If I can try and get away with only taking 100. It's pretty much life-changing.
And what about the Anacort?
Anacort, that's a kind of old prescription that I have for the degenerative disc disease. I was trying to see someone for pain management to change it, but it's about I don't know, it's about 1 or 2 a day. But I take it very rarely because I've been had a prescription for it since the first car accident, and I now have a sort of a sensitivity to paracetamol, and gives me pains in my stomach because I've been taking some form of that for 20 years.
Have you had your liver enzymes checked?
Yeah, the last time they were checked, they were fine.
Okay.
And I asked them to check them again because I was worried, because for a while I was also on Difene for I think about 15 years, and I was worried about that on the liver, so I tried to pay attention to it.
And the nitrazepam, what's the dosage you're using?
That's 5 milligrams, but that's very take as needed. I take it only in severe cases. Are the police waiting around? Is that?
No, that's the police are not around. We have a security guard, and it's not regarded. It's not.
There's a police officer just there. I was just curious.
Yeah, we do have police coming and going for different patients, but as I understand, there's no law enforcement regarding your case here.
Okay, you can see how much I have been out there.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they didn't really need to come in with a dog.
Yeah, I think it's probably had to do with the kind of information they thought was correct, but you have to sort that out with them. So, okay. And then, what are you doing? You mentioned having severe stress. Are you sleeping?
Yes.
How many hours per night?
Fractured. I mean, it's always up and down with the narcoleptic stuff. It's like straight into dreams and then maybe awake. But it's averaging, even fractured, it's about 6 hours.
It's not the best.
Well, no, I never slept. I've never in my entire life had like a regular ever since I was a baby. So it's not. It's that's normal for me. The average, I would average around 3 to 4 hours anyway. When and before waking up and then going back to sleep, maybe. So it's always been like that.
You mentioned PTSD. Have you tried any medication for that?
Supposed to be taking Brintellix, but I don't really want to take it at the moment.
Any particular reason?
I don't think it would be a good idea starting a new medication while I'm in severe stress. I think that would be, from what I remember when I was studying behavioral science and neuropharmacology, I think that would probably be a really bad idea. And I discussed it with Dr. Velimati, and we're both aware, I'm supposed to be taking, but we both are aware that I probably need stable footing, and that hasn't been available in the year. And I would be considering I have, what's the word for it? I'm trying to write. I tend to catch the bad reactions for drugs, like either physical or I get the rashes.
Have you ever had your pharmacogenetic panel taken?
I've been meaning to, but I really wanted to because I'm pretty sure that I have at least a marked down that I have like a mild allergy to penicillin, and it would be like
Well, it wouldn't reveal allergies, but if you have some sort of metabolite profile with your liver enzymes that process medication.
They actually, in one of the times when I told them at the time, this is years ago, about the amount of medication that like the NSAIDs and stuff, even they were shocked that it was fine. So I've always been curious because some stuff works and some stuff actually just, and also I'd be curious because the paracetamol thing's a bit weird because it's literally crippling pain. It's like coin flip.
Have you tried just paracetamol without the Panacort? And it's the same, so it's not the codeine.
It's literally a coin flip.
Okay. Very well. So, at the moment you're living.
Theoretically, I'm assuming that I'm not going to get back into my apartment, but we'll see. I mean, I imagine that like being raided is not going to make me homeless now.
But so you live alone?
Yes.
And it's a rented apartment? Or?
Yes. My ex-partner is also my landlord.
Okay. And how long have you been living there?
Since October 2023.
Was it your ex-partner when you moved in, or?
Oh no, we were together while I moved in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you break up?
At Christmas, as I meant, the abuse got too much. The hot, cold. I started to be afraid of their temper, and when I would say, when they would ask me questions at times, and I would say that I was afraid to answer them, then they would lose their temper because I said I was afraid to answer them. You know, I phoned the abuse lines. They tried to do all the things that you do, nulla linea, all of that, and all of them advised me to go to the police. And well, that's what happened.
And was there any physical abuse?
There was threats. There was little bits of like kind of losing their temper in flashes and kind of hitting me, but trying to pass it off as normal, and I had to ask them to stop repeatedly.
But you were hit.
Yeah, I mean, I had to kind of go like, look, you can't do that. I have severe violence trauma. If you do it in the corner, you could trigger. I might, and I really need you to not. And I also was begging her to like no more threats of violence and stuff. I was trying to explain that wasn't. I was asking her to get help for her explosive temper, which she's a psychologist. It should have been easy, but she didn't. Yeah, a lot of it was psychological and emotional and gaslighting, but it was also coercive. Like if I didn't go places or do certain things, there was the threat of isolation or withholding the financial agreement. In the loan, I had factored in a daily allowance for myself, and I have recordings of her because I had started to get stressed with the telling me conversations didn't happen. I recorded things, so I have recordings of her saying that she's decided that the power structure has changed, and whether I like it or not, and that she would use the daily allowance from the loan I was paying for to.
The loan was. Tell me again.
It was to sort the storage unit and and to help get my apartment renovated in Ireland, and it was.
So you have a loan in your name?
No, she took the loan, and I was paying her all of my welfare in return for a daily allowance and some of those bills sorted while things stabilised. And she started through November using the daily allowance that I had, like using it punitively, withholding it. Then telling me that the withheld days I didn't get because she decided the power difference was different. And then there was sort of psychological abuse regarding to my child abuse. Then there was her, she would intermittently side with people who'd abused me and then deny that she had. I wrote her a letter, I think, trying to explain things, to try and make peace with one of these, stating that, like, I think one of the points I stated was that I wanted a life that wasn't dictated by abuse, like that I didn't live in the shadow of it.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but just to make sure that I understood correctly, the loan that your ex-partner had taken was meant to help you pay the expenses for the storage unit in Ireland, and for something else.
Yeah, it was. Wait a second, I'll pull it up. I have it here. Where is it? Like basically, it was a financial loan agreement where she took a Norwegian bank loan from the Norwegian bank, and in return I paid her all of my toimeentulotuki, which I was temporarily on, and this was partially due to the landlord case. I just needed sort of a bridging finance. What I got was she covered 12 months of my storage unit, some other bills, and a daily allowance to help me get through the legal case, which then there was some other incidentals like presents for children at Christmas that I had factored into the budget. She knew a wealthy investment banker in Czech Republic, and he'd been given a proposal for helping to get the property in Ireland on its feet. When the property was rented for 9 months and could...
Which property was
I
that?
own a property in Ireland.
Okay.
I have a 2-bedroom apartment in by Guinness Brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And when that was renovated and rented for 9 months, so it could show that there was, you know, a sustainable record of profit, it was eligible for 50% equity release, and that which would have been about 250,000, of which Anna was to get 50,000, which was a nominal loan for her to buy herself out of a messy divorce she was involved with. And the property, when it was rented, long-term rented for 3,200, between 3,200 to 4,000, or short-term with Airbnb, it was 5,000 to 6,500. The rent would have gone immediately to any debt arrears with Anna, and then obviously paying the brief loan that was with the investment banker. So when that was collapsed, it sort of, but when it began to be used abusively through parts of October, well, actually parts of September and October, and then it got wholesale with her telling me she was going to be using it to punish and control in November, and then...
First of all, what was the name of your ex-partner?
Anna Voivovirta.
Anna Voivovirta.
Yeah. That's who is my landlord.
And at the moment, are you still on welfare or?
No, not currently.
Okay. Are you employed?
No, I'm not. I was on toimeentulotuki.
But are you at the moment on toimeentulotuki?
I should be, yeah.
Okay. And the flat you are renting in Ireland, is it still?
When I rent it, it's not rented.
It's
derelict from the police raids.
Ah, okay.
So it needs to be. I own it, but it's
Okay, so
damaged. So
okay,
that's why it needed to be.
yeah.
That's why the loan and everything needed.
Okay, so you had a tenant that you couldn't get rid of,
And then,
the
yeah.
police raided.
Yeah.
And when was this?
That was in end of August 2018.
Okay, and you haven't had the means to kind of renovate.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think they put 4 police raids in during court, so it's permanently damaged.
Sorry that I interrupt.
Joo.
Voinko me kysyä yhtä lääkeasiaa kun tuosta toisesta potilaasta?
No, just a moment.
Saisi mennä eteenpäin.